Hey brother, can you spare a dime? Hey sister, can you tell me what's on your mind? That's all you have to spend is time. I ain't a gold digger, but I'm not about that life. You're talking rich game, I'm speaking legacy. So when you talk, you're not understanding me. On a cloud chase, but it ain't for me. Securing bags, but it ain't Celine. I'm buying buildings, I'm buying G's too, but I ain't buying one while I'm written from you. Wealth for generations won't get caught on your new plantation. Teaching my seeds so in the reap, praying they have more than their souls to keep when I'm gone. My truth carries on, so I made a dollar, spent a dollar, make the money, but the money don't make me. Being rich doesn't make you wealthy. I just wanna build a legacy, so I make the dollar, invest a dollar, make the money, but the money don't make me. Being rich doesn't make you wealthy. I just wanna build a legacy, so I.
They told me go to school, said it was the only way, but they never told me how much I had to pay. Now these bills pile up every damn day. Got me curving this shit, you know, Sally Mae. Can't knock my parents though, get everything they should. We living in a system that's not any good. Let's break the cycle, I'm reclaiming my time. I ain't dwelling in the past, I'm just skipping at the line. Ain't gonna front like I don't like the nice things, yeah. But I need more commas in my savings, yeah. I want it all, 40 acres and a mule plus more. Crypto, Bitcoin, any coin. I'll invest in the culture, I'ma buy back the hood. So when you see me glowing up, it's because I should.
Made a dollar, spent a dollar, make the money, but the money don't make me. Being rich doesn't make you wealthy. I just wanna build a legacy, so I make the dollar, invest a dollar, make the money, but the money don't make me. Being rich doesn't make you wealthy. I just wanna build a legacy, so I.
Money making Mitch. Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money. Really making this money, really making money, man. You know that? It ain't just about the money. It's nothing.
Made a dollar, spent a dollar, make the money, but the money don't make me. Being rich doesn't make you wealthy. I just wanna build a legacy, so I make the dollar, invest a dollar, make the money, but the money don't make me. Being rich doesn't make you wealthy. I just wanna build a legacy, so I. Get the money, that's right. Get the money, that's right. Dollar bill.
If you ain't spending, you ain't living. If you ain't grinding, you ain't getting it. Yeah. I took some rounds and now we winning. Now we up and everybody talking different. Now when he talks to me,
Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome. We're back with Let's Talk Money. When y'all get this in the chat, just let you know and say we here. Tell me where you're from. And if you're watching on the replay, same thing, man. Just type in the comments, we here and where you're from. Look, we created this platform or this production called Let's Talk Money with the sole intent to give free game to our people on how to make sure they can reclaim their time, get out of debt, and build wealth. Like, I'm on a mission to help our people. And so, look, we got a lot of good stuff today, but there are some preliminaries that I want to knock through, if that's fine. And then we're going to get into the topic of the day, and we're going to talk about some dope things that we're doing. But just a couple things that I want to kind of bring. So last time in Let's Talk Money, we had my man Donnie come and talk about business acquisition. Now, if you have not watched it, I am imploring you, go back to my page, go into our financial legacy community, and you need to watch that joint. That joint was literally off the charts, man. And it even had me thinking about a way we could build wealth through this idea or concept of business acquisitions. Meaning, like, look, Why don't you just own something that somebody else already built? And look, there's a space there for us. There's not a lot of representation for us. And so I just want to let y'all know to please, man, go check it out. Go check it out. I want to make sure this thing is off the charts. That's number one. Number two, I said this earlier today. We giving away free business credit today. That's the topic, by the way. The topic today is business credit. I'm calling all entrepreneurs, wannabe entrepreneurs, dream entrepreneurs, people who are living in the game and acting entrepreneurs. We want to talk about this concept of leverage and how we can leverage banking and good credit to be able to advance our business. Let me make this clear, specifically in the African-American community. We have the least amount of capital to start our businesses. So we started handicapped already. And so this is why I'm giving y'all the game. I'm giving y'all free game so that y'all can actually get the right tools in place to execute. And so look, today, here's the requirements for folks who of how we're going to select somebody. Number one is you got to be tapped into this event. Like, you can't show up tomorrow on a replay and talk about, oh, my free business credit. I'm looking for everybody who's in here right now watching and listening. That's number one. Number two, participate in the comments. We'll be scrolling through the comments to see who's involved. It's almost like school. The person who has raised their hand the most and asked the most questions, gets the most involved, has an opportunity to get consulting and counsel from one of the credit gurus, someone I know that's personally helped me and mentored me, my brother from another mother, Varney Jallah. Now, before we transition to him on a more serious note, I just want to talk a little bit about the state of the country or the state of the economy as it pertains to Black people. Now, look, you don't have to live under a rock, or you don't even have to know much to know that right now our economy is in a fragile spot. Like, we are on the cusp of going into a recession, technically. And just for those who don't know, by definition, it's 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, right? Negative GDP. And so if we get that after this Q2, that means we are in a full-blown recession. And I know the recession impacts people differently. You're probably already feeling some of the pains of recession-like symptoms, right? And costs of things are going up, right? Your wages are not in line with inflation. You're seeing it at the pump, right? Jobs are being rescinded. Like, all this stuff is happening right now. And what I know specifically for our community, when it comes to recession, we get hurt the most. We get hurt the most. And the reason why is because we don't do the necessary stuff to prepare before the recession. So let me just make this clear. If you are someone who does not have your financials together, my ask is that you gear up for something that's going to be rough. I don't know how long it's going to be, but you need to gear up. And what does gearing up look like? Making sure you're putting cash aside, right? Making sure you're saving, all right? Making sure you're eliminating things that are extracting. Making sure you're calling up credit companies, asking them to reduce your interest rate. Like, you got to get involved in the game, because if you don't pay attention, you'll be in trouble. So my ask is this, is if you're gearing up, if you're in a recession and you're struggling, I want you to look at. Now, if you're in a recession and your money's right, watch this now. If you are in a recession and you got extra capital, this is the time to go in. This is the time to go in. Look, I've made my bed. I've made my bets. I've made my wealth in times of recession. Matter of fact, Warren Buffett, who I'm a disciple of, made this statement. He says, be fearful when the world is greedy, and be greedy when the world is fearful. And so you're right, Nixon. This is the time you want to lean in. You're going to start seeing a softer housing market, right? Hopefully things cool down, because it's been off the charts. I had to get off the bench and just kind of go quiet for a little bit on real estate because it's been so expensive. But you start reeling and start building. And so all this stuff we're going to talk about. But anyways, I just wanted to address that. I just want people to stay prepared and stay geared up. We're not going to become wealthy operating in survival mode. We're not. We're going to become wealthy when we actually take our finances in control and put ourselves in position to win. Anyways, I'm done talking. I want to introduce my brother. He's no stranger. Let's talk money. Matter of fact, we kicked this thing off with him when we talked about personal credit. By popular demand, people have been asking me like, yo, we want to know about business credit. And so look, I'm bringing it to y'all. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my boy Varney. He's going to come present us, and then we're going to come back with Q&A. Let's tap in. Let's lock in. Let's bring Varney on.
What's going on? Let's talk money. What's going on? Joseph, again, thank you for having me, bringing me back on. Give me 1 second to make sure I have my stuff up and running. All right. Thank you guys so much for bringing me back on the Let's Talk Money show. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Varney Jallah. I'm the founder, owner of Total Structure Solutions, and I help individuals leverage their personal and business credit to get approved for funding. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to give you guys just some little information on different ways you can build your business credit, and also different things you can do to go ahead and actually establish business credit within 30 days and be able to get approved for funding. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and get right into it. Okay, I am going to be asking you guys some questions as I go through my presentation. At the end, we're going to save it to have some Q&A, but I am going to be asking you guys some questions during my presentation. If Joseph can do me a favor, I'm not sure if you'll be able to jump in just to be able to read off some of those comments for me. Matter of fact, I can actually see it on the screen, so I think we should be good with that. Okay, so let's go and get right into it, guys. What comes to mind when you guys hear the word business credit? Okay, so you guys can type in the comment field for me. What comes to mind when you guys hear the word business credit? Okay, so while you guys are doing that, so business credit is simply just like your personal credit. Okay, establishing your business name is built its own profile and is actually attached to your EIN number. And business credit represents your ability to be able to borrow money and pay it back. Okay. Okay. So these are different points that I wanted to cover. Okay. Business credit is attached to your credit your credit profile. Okay, it's your business ability to be able to borrow money and pay it back. And this right here is the main big piece of it. Okay, and this is something that I get a lot of questions on. How can I buy vehicles under my business credit? Okay, so once you have business credit established, this is actually one of the benefits of it, right? So now I'm pretty sure majority of small business owners use their cards for their business. Me personally, I know I spend a lot of time in my car taking phone calls, answering different questions, different things that I have to do. Okay, so one of the benefits of having business credit, right? So now you can go to the dealership and be able to purchase a vehicle under your business credit, right? And the benefit of you doing that, you can simply, now you don't have to worry about that debt reporting under your personal credit. Okay, so a lot of us, you know, when we go through the home buying process, one of the main factors that they look at is how much debt do you have. Okay, and simply your debt to income ratio. So now if you have this vehicle purchased under your personal credit, it's going to be tied into your debt to income ratio. But if you have it, if you purchase this vehicle under your business credit, now you don't have to worry about that amount showing up under your debt to income ratio. Another benefit of this is simply a few years ago, there was a law passed simply stated if you purchase a vehicle that's over 6 tons, you can be able to write that full amount off on your taxes as a business expense. I want to say at the end of this year, check with your CPA. At the end of the year, I believe they're reducing it down to 80%. So let's just say you made $100,000 in your business. You go out and purchase a truck that's over 6 tons for $50,000, right? You can write that full $50,000 off as a business expense, and now you're only paying taxes on the remaining $50,000, right? Okay, so why is credit important for your business? Okay, so this is one of the main reasons why you want to make sure you establish business credit. Okay, you can take advantage of different opportunities out there. For example, you have double the borrowing power. Okay, so if you want to use your personal credit for your business, you have that option. And also, if you have business credit established, you have that option to be able to borrow money using your business credit as well. Okay, the primary goal of why your credit is important is simply it helps you protect your personal credit. Okay, so now you don't have to jeopardize your personal credit if you don't choose to simply be able to grow your business. Okay, if you have little cash flow in your business, now you can leverage your business credit to be able to, if you have payroll that you have to meet, right? Now you can tap into your business credit to be able to meet that payroll. If you have business equipments that you have to purchase, now you can use your business credit and be able to purchase those equipment. If you have different system or different programs, if you want to decide you want to hire a team, now you can leverage your business credit to be able to do that. Me personally, I used my business credit a few years ago where I was able to hire staff. I was actually able to buy better equipment for my business. I was actually able to hire coaching. So that's just a few ways how you can leverage your business credit. Excuse me, guys. All right. So let's talk about personal credit versus business credit. So when it comes down to personal credit and business credit, right? So your personal credit is attached to your social security number. Okay. Your business credit is attached to your EIN number. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more details later on, more about that. Okay. So if you guys don't learn anything from me doing this presentation, make sure you guys remember this piece of this presentation right here. Okay. Separating your personal from your business credit. Okay. There's a few things you want to make sure you avoid by doing this. You want to avoid commingling. Okay. So if you guys can do me a favor, look at me. The whole point of you establishing a business is simply you want to be able to protect yourself. Okay. So if anything happens in your business where someone decided they want to sue you, right? That's the whole point of you establishing the LLC. You want to make sure you protect your personal asset and vice versa. Something on the personal side, somebody decided they want to sue you on the personal side, they can't come after your business. Okay. In order for them to make sure that you want to make sure you avoid commingling. What exactly is commingling? And I see this all the time. A lot of people will simply have their business transactions running out of their personal account. They'll have their personal transactions running through their business account. You're actually opening up yourself for a lot of risk, a whole lot of risk. Okay. So if anything ever is to come down, somebody come after you, they decide to sue you. Now they see personal transactions in your business account, or they see business transaction in your personal account. You're actually breaking that seal of protection, and now they can come after your personal assets. So you definitely want to make sure at all costs, guys, make sure that you avoid any commingling. Okay. The next benefit of you separating your personal from your business credit is for tax purposes, right? So when it's time for you to do your taxes at the end of the year, you definitely don't want to be going through different accounts, going through your personal account, trying to figure out, okay, what was this for? Was this for a business expense? You don't want to be going through your business account. You just want to make sure you keep everything in one account. When it's time to do your taxes at the end of the year or every quarter, how often you do decide to do your taxes, right? It makes it a whole lot easier. On a monthly basis, if you have a bookkeeper, it makes their jobs a whole lot easier for them to be able to get that information back over to you. And also, give me 1 second. And also, it also gives you a clear view of your financial standing of your business. Okay. So on a monthly basis, we do have a bookkeeper. I have a bookkeeper. They simply just send me a report every month, simply saying, hey, this is how much you have coming in. This is your forecast. Okay. These are all your expenses. It makes their job a whole lot easier, makes everything a whole lot cleaner. So now when it's time for you, if you do decide you want to apply for that business loan, these are the things that they're going to ask you for. Send me your tax return. Send me your P&L statement. You just want to make sure you have these things clean when it comes down to that. Okay. Then even with the clear view of your financial standings, right? You want to make sure now you can do a forecast. You can simply know, okay, for the next 3 to 6 months, okay, am I going to have enough? Am I going to have enough cash available? Do I have enough business coming in? So it's definitely important that you make sure you separate your personal from your business credit. Make sure you keep those two separate. All right, personal versus business credit reporting. So just like how on your personal side, you simply have, on the personal side, you have Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Okay, those are the credit bureaus on your personal side. On your business side, you also have Experian, you have your Dun & Bradstreet, and you also have your FICO, and also Equifax reports on your business side. Okay, so anything on your personal side, simply all your transactions, anything that you have attached to your social security number will report on the personal side. Anything that's tied to your EIN number for your business will report on the business side. One of the most important bureaus on the business side, right, is going to be your Dun & Bradstreet. Okay, so which is your Paydex score. Do me a favor, guys. Type if you're an existing business, type in the comment field if you have your DUNS number established already. Okay. Towards the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to go ahead and get your DUNS number. This is very, very important. In order for you to get this score right here, your Dun & Bradstreet, your Paydex score, you have to make sure you have a DUNS number. And that DUNS number is a free number. Don't let anybody charge you to get that number. And usually once you go through the process of getting that number, they'll usually try to upsell you on something else. Just tell them you want the free number. They'll email it directly over to you. And then you can start building out your profile for your Paydex score. Okay, so on the personal side, we all know our personal credit score, our FICO and our Vantage credit score range from 300 to 850. On the business side, our Paydex score range from 0 to 100. So the key number you want to get when it comes down to your Paydex score is an 80. Of course, you can get it up to all the way up to 100 if you choose to, but getting that score to an 80 is equivalent to you having a 760, 780 credit score, just to give you guys just a better understanding on how that works. Your Experian range from 0 to 100, your FICO range from 0 to 300. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into our SIC and NICS code. This is actually one of the most important things when you do decide to establish or build your business or get that EIN number or register your business with the Secretary of State. And the reason why this is very important, during that process, they ask you for this code right here. Okay, you have to make sure you enter the correct code when you're filling out that application to get that EIN number, and when you're filling out that application to be able to register your business. The reason why this is very important, okay, when it's time for you to apply for different loans and so on and so forth, when it's time for you to apply for open up your business account, these are things that the banks are going to ask you for. Okay, this code number, this NAICS code will determine whether or not the lender will consider you for financing if your business classified under a high risk industry. Okay, and this is this website where you can go and simply look up the different code. I've seen an individual will simply say, hey, I have a catering business, but the NAICS code might be under construction. Okay, that's going to be a red flag when it's time for you to go to the bank to open up an account. Some banks might even deny you, say, hey, well, this NAICS code is not matching up with your business description. Okay, or even when it's time for you to go for funding. So there's a lot of categories that's considered high risk. Me personally, I do credit repair. So, but in my business name, I don't have credit repair in my business name. That's another factor too. Make sure you're very mindful of how you name your business. My NAICS code is not credit repair. So my NAICS code is simply under consultant. I consult with other business owner, because if I put down credit repair on as my NAICS code, right, that's going to be a red flag. A lot of banks won't touch me. If I do apply for financing, if I have credit repair, that's considered high risk. Okay, so even now, some banks are even staying away from individuals that's doing house flipping, okay, or individuals that's doing Toro. So you just have to be very strategic when it comes down to that. You need to find another code that simply will be considered under that category, but be mindful on how you name your business as well. So don't put down Joe Brown Toro business. Banks are not going to lend out to you. Or don't put down Joe Brown house flipping. Okay, so now you're simply putting yourself in that category. You have to be very strategic. So do me a favor, guys, get a chance. If you already have a business established, go on there. Make sure you have the correct NAICS code. You can always go back and change these code and make the adjustments. But make sure that your business is not considered to be high risk, and make sure you have the correct NAICS code. If you don't have that, or if you have the wrong NAICS code, they can definitely deny you from opening up bank accounts. They can definitely deny you from funding. Okay, so another something else for you guys to take into consideration. Once you have your business established, you want to make sure you know the different bank rating and cash flow. Okay, so the bank rating is simply they have different levels, right? So you want to make sure you stay within a mid fours is pretty good, right? So now when it comes down to when the banks are going to lend out to you, they actually go by your bank rating. Okay, how much cash flow do you have coming in? Okay, are you keeping a good balance in there? So one of the strategies that I use, I have 3 bank accounts, right? I have a main bank account as my hub. I have a savings and tax account, and I have a savings and tax account. That's one account. I have a main hub account, where all my funds goes into, then I have an expense account, right? So on a monthly basis, I might have 5 or 6 different vendors that's paying me. Everything is going into a main hub. And then from there, I distribute the funds into my savings or my tax account. Then I also distribute funds into my expenses account, right? So this actually makes sure, so now it's not, I don't have transactions going everywhere. That can also affect your bank rating. And I'm also making sure I'm keeping enough cash in there so I can make sure my bank rating stay as high as possible. There's another reason why a lot of people simply say, hey, well, I have all these things in order, but your NAICS code might be wrong, your bank rating might be low, and that can be the factor on how much the bank will approve you for. Okay, so these are one of the things that you guys want to make sure that you're just very mindful of, your NAICS code and your bank rating, making sure that you're keeping enough funds in there. If you don't have to pull out the funds, don't pull it out. Okay, so a lot of people, I know a lot of small business owners, they simply just use their business account and simply, okay, let the money come in and I'll just transfer it. No, keep it in there so you can go ahead and help your bank rating. So when it's time for you to get, credit cards, or time for you to get loans and so on and so forth, you have a very high bank rating and they can be able to approve you for more. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the net 30s accounts. All right. So now I'm going to tell you guys this, right? I encourage you guys to do your research when it comes down to business credit. Definitely do your research. There's a lot of gurus out here that will tell you that, hey, you can go ahead and build business credit without anything attached to your social security number. That's 100% absolutely true. Okay, so the whole point of you building business credit is simply for you to be able to apply for funding. It's simply for you to be able to apply for, if you do need that extra leverage, if you do need funds and so on and so forth. That's the whole point of it. So do not get tricked into someone telling you to pay them thousands of dollars for them to help you establish business credit. And all they're going to do is simply get you 5 net 30s accounts, right? And that will get your business credit score to where it needs to be. But the key to this is you want to make sure that you're putting yourself in a position to be able to get funding, not just have a good business credit score. What's the point of you having a good business credit score if you can't do anything with it? Okay, so that's one of the myths I want us to cover once we get into our Q&A, is when it comes down to different business credit myths. Yes, you can establish a great business credit score simply getting a couple of net 30s accounts. Absolutely, yes, you can. You can have a 90 business credit score simply with a bunch of net 30s accounts. But when it's time for you to get that funding, right? If you just have a great business credit score, you don't have 2 years worth of tax return, you don't have any P&L statements coming in, right? If you can't show that the business can be able to handle the loan amount that you're applying for, the bank's going to ask you to personal guarantee it. So now if your personal credit is horrible, guess what? The banks will not feel comfortable lending that kind of money to you. Okay. And this is something that I tell people all the time. Put yourself in the bank's shoes. If you're a new business owner, right? If I'm a new business owner and I went out and got me 5 net 30s accounts, my business credit score is good, and I come to you and you ask me, you say, hey, show me your P&L statements. I don't have any P&L statements. Show me your last 2 years of tax return. I don't have any tax return. Will you feel comfortable lending me $50,000, $100,000? Absolutely not. I know if I was the bank, you came to me and you're only showing me, oh yes, I have a great business credit score. Lend me $50,000. I would not feel comfortable lending you that kind of money. So again, guys, be extremely careful with these gurus out here that's simply telling you, yes, they can build out your business credit. Yes, they can do it with simply getting you a couple of net 30s accounts. But when it's time for you to get the funding, you will not qualify for it. All right. So here's some great business credit cards that I recommend and how you can be able to get business funding within 30 days. Okay. One of my go-to cards, if you have a personal relationship with American Express, right? This is one of my big banks that I like to use, right? So if you have a relationship with American Express and you have your business established already, you have everything in place, your EIN number, you have your business registered, you have your business bank account and everything and so on and so forth. American Express will give you a business loan up to $25,000, right? American Express will also have business credit cards that you can get. And some of these cards might have 18% zero interest for 18 months. I'm sorry, no interest for 18 months. And these cards can come back and give you $25,000, $30,000. You can simply use that as leverage to be able to grow your business if that's what you have to do. Okay, so those are my my go-to cards. Is American Express cards, and also Chase is another good one. Some cards that you want to stay away from, I see a lot of people get these cards, is the Capital One Spark card. Even though it's considered a business card, but it reports under your personal credit score. The Discover Business card reports under your personal credit score. So those are two cards you want to stay away from. Chase is a great bank. American Express. You want to make sure that you find the banks that's going to report to the business credit bureaus before you start applying for these different cards. Okay. And in order for you to have a complete business credit profile, you want to make sure that you have 5 trade lines. Those 5 trade lines can be 5 net 30s accounts. Okay. You can go ahead and get those net 30s accounts. So another thing I forgot to explain when it comes down to net 30s account, the reason why they call it net 30, you simply will have a line of credit with a vendor. Okay. So some good ones out there, you can go to Quail, Granger, Uline. So let's just say you go to Quail and you order some office supply for your office, right? And they give you a line of credit for $1,000. You spent $200 ordering supplies. They will give you 30 days to be able to pay back that $200. The faster you pay it back, the faster reports, the faster your scores can go. So when you see anything that said net 30 or net 50, they're simply whatever that number is. That's how many days they're giving you to be able to pay that loan back. Okay, so you might have a net 30, net 50, net 60, net 90. So the faster you can pay those accounts back, the faster your scores can go. Okay, so I think that right there is simply it. So we're going to open it up. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on the presentation with this piece. I definitely want to open up the floor so we can be able to, have a Q&A, so we can be able to answer some questions and so on and so forth, and we can go from there. Joseph, you there? All right. I think we're trying to bring them back on. All right, let me stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. Some technical difficulties. Varney, bro, appreciate the input, dude. A lot of good stuff, dude. I'm learning. By the way, y'all, I'm learning as he's going, and so I want to make sure you guys put your questions in the chat about business credit. I want to make this as practical as possible. I think we saw one. I'm going to take this first one from John. Give me a second. He says, so the same 3 credit bureaus that control and monitor our I guess what he's trying to say, and John, maybe you could rephrase it. I don't want to misquote you. But the same bureaus that monitor our personal credit, is it consistent with the people who monitor business credit? And if not, who are the folks that monitor our business credit?
Great question, John. So on our personal side, we have Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Okay, so they have a personal side and they have a business side. Okay, so the Experian, Equifax, they'll monitor your personal credit, and they also have a business side of it. They'll monitor your business credit as well. On the business side, you have a third one, which will be your PAYDEX score. Okay, which you will have to establish your DUNS number. You have to get your DUNS number in order for you to build that PAYDEX score. Okay, and in order for you to get your DUNS number, somebody can put that in the comment field. You want to go to DNB, DavidNancyBravo.com. And again, guys, it's free. Don't let the Dun & Bradstreet upsell you on the $1,500 package, simply saying, hey, you need this. You don't need that. Get the free DUNS number and go ahead and start monitoring your business credit score. So once you have that DUNS number, the next thing you want to do, you want to go to nav.com. nav.com is a credit monitoring for your business credit score. You have FICO for your personal credit score. We have Credit Karma for our personal credit score. You can go to nav.com and you can start monitoring your business credit score. So once you get the nav, right, here's a quick way you can go ahead and generate a score right away if you don't have a score. Or here's a quick way where you can go ahead and boost your scores if you don't have a score. Okay. Nav has So in order to monitor your business account, your business credit score, you're gonna have to pay for it. They have a free subscription, they have a basic subscription, they have a NAV boost plan, which is $39 a month. Get the NAV boost plan. Every time you make that payment on a monthly basis, it reports to the business credit bureau and it helps build your business credit score. Okay. So that right there, once you have your DUNS number, go to NAV, register for NAV subscription, get you the NAV boost plan, right? Then you can start tracking your business credit score at nav.com.
Awesome. All right, so let me ask you this, man. Look, I can't speak for everybody, Varney, but I think for the most part, people probably know their personal credit score, and if they don't know, they probably kind of stray away. However, we do got to do some work as a community in our credit score, generally speaking, right? Like our credit score isn't the best. I guess I like the separation between business and personal, but maybe I need you to answer this question for me. If I have bad personal credit, like let's say my credit score is 550, would that infringe on my ability to establish good business credit? Like, are there people who are looking beneath the hood to say, hey, like, yeah, your credit's not right? Can you just unpack that a little bit for me?
Great question, Joseph. And again, and this is something that I encourage everybody to do. Once you guys leave here, start doing your research. And I have a free ebook. If anybody wants that ebook, How to Build Your Business Credit, it has a very detailed in there, simply giving you guys, step by step on how to go ahead and do it. I encourage you guys do your research. Okay, start doing your research on this. So a lot of people online are gonna say, yes, you can build business credit. You don't need personal guarantee it. You don't need to have good credit. That's absolutely false. Okay, yes. To answer your question, Joseph, yes, you can build business credit with bad credit, right? But again, when it's time for you to get that bag, right?
Yeah.
When it's time for you to get that loan, the bank's going to ask you for a few things. Let me see that P&L statement, your profit and loss statement. Let me see your last 2 years worth of tax return. Let me see the revenue you have coming in. If the business have those three things, the bank will feel comfortable lending you that money. Most businesses, small businesses in our community don't have that, right? So the bank's going to say, since you don't have that, Joseph, let me see your personal credit score. Okay. So if your personal credit score is good, the bank will feel comfortable lending you that kind of money. Your personal credit score is not good. They're going to say, forget about it. And there's something I tell everybody all the time. Put yourself in the bank's shoes. If I'm a new business owner, I come to you, I say, hey, Joe, give me 50,000, right? My personal credit is horrible. But I just started my business 6 months ago. Will you feel comfortable lending that kind of money to me?
No shot.
Exactly.
No, that's good, man. Look, good stuff. And I don't know. And we got some serial entrepreneurs right out here that I even know. Some folks I know, even the folks who produce this show. Kirk is a serial entrepreneur. His whole family is. But I would lessen to say the average person who has their LLC probably doesn't even like I don't know if they have all those details, like a P&L statement, tax returns. Like, are they doing all that type of legwork? I'd even go far enough to say sometimes, we think an EIN number means you establish a business when that's really not the case. And so I guess my question, and maybe this is kind of in the ebook, how do you help people who are really new to this entrepreneurship game? Like they're still trying to get their bearings. They're still trying to make a sale or two. Like they don't have a rolling revenue stream coming in yet. I guess where does business credit like stay for them? Should they start trying to build it right away? Should they get more comfortable in their business, get a couple sales under their belt, get some revenue going, get more of a consistent monetary value from their products and services? When is the best time to get good credit, business credit? Start
now. Like the faster you can start building business credit, the faster you can be able to qualify for these different things. Faster you can be able to purchase a vehicle under your business. Faster you can be able to qualify for different loans and so on and so forth. So I know a lot of people during the pandemic, a lot of people missed out on a lot of free money, the EIDL loan that was out there. So a lot of people simply, I think one of the main factors they used was simply, even though you have a business established, you still have to have good personal credit for you to qualify for that. So a lot of people missed out on that piece of it, right? So I definitely encourage you to be able to start building it now. Okay, and one of the things that I see a lot of people make a huge mistake when it comes down to building their business credit or even just establishing their business, they take a lot of shortcuts. Okay, so a lot of them will have using like Joe Business LLC at Gmail. Don't do that, guys. A lot of things too is a lot of banks. You again put yourself in the bank's shoes. If the bank see your address is your residential address or your address is a PO box, those are red flags. If they see your email is Joe Catering LLC at Gmail, pay the extra $2 for you to get a professional email. Okay, pay the extra $20 or $30 a month for you to get a virtual address. So now your address can be 123 Main Street, Suite 200. So now when the banks look it up, you actually have a business address that's popping up and not the PO box or not your personal address. So those are some red flags that banks simply will deny you simply for opening up an account. So I definitely recommend start doing your research on different things that you can do to start building that business credit. And the more seasoned your business credit is, the more you qualify for.
Yeah. Dude, bro, I need to rap with you personally, man, because I need to get my, and just so y'all know, I'm about to, obviously we have our nonprofit and we have Nyamwange Investments. I'm locking in with Varney to get my business credit because I think this is important. I would also go off to say, man, I think the fundamentals, guys, still doesn't shift, right? Like, utilize the leverage to build your business, but just also make sure you're not over leveraging yourself. And don't think that, look, hey, the source of your income is solely going to come from borrowing and you don't have to pay this money back because you're going to be free. Like, oh, it's my business. It don't matter. Scratch it. And maybe, I don't know, Varney, you can talk to that, but like, I need people to also be fiscally responsible when it comes to how they operate their business. And so, hey, Varney, how does that work? Because I've heard people like, the Trumps of the world, they kind of go bankrupt, default their business, but and that might be more for a tax person. But I'm curious to know from your point of view, like, if someone is borrowing money, do they have any liability, right, to what they're requesting or what they're asking for? And then the follow-up question to that is, and if so, how does a bank determine how much money Joseph Nyamwange gets?
Great question. So I'll stick more on the credit side of it and not give any tax advice here. So it simply goes back to, again, before the banks will loan out to you, there's two stages here. Can your business handle this loan, or can you handle this loan yourself? So if your business can handle it, we show you have revenue coming in, tax return, everything. They'll simply lend to you based off of your business. If your business can't handle it, then from there you will have to personal guarantee it. And a lot of people are simply afraid of the personal guarantee. But again, that's the fastest way for you to be able to get business funding. That's the fastest way for you to be able to grow your business. So a lot of people that are simply afraid of the personal guarantee, a lot of people that simply teach, oh, stay away from personal guarantee, is simply they have no good intentions. They simply plan on taking that money. Oh, okay, well, I don't have to pay it back. But again, the bank is not going to the bank is going to limit their risk. So if you don't pay this money back, they're going to more likely come after you. They're going to show up under your personal credit, and they're going to definitely come after you to be able to get their money back.
All right, so guys, just so you know, we're going to be giving away free business credit to the folks who participate, ask questions. If you have questions, please put it in. Look, Varney's giving free game, and he's committed and this is he brought this up. I didn't even ask him because I thought it'd be too much to ask. But he's gonna coach and counsel somebody to get their business credit right. And so just make sure you're engaged in asking the questions. But dude, you talked about myths versus truths, and so I want to make sure we unpack that. Can you maybe just share a couple of myths about business credit that people say, and some truths that we probably never knew? Do you know some of those?
Absolutely. So one of the biggest one I see out there, you don't need good credit to build business credit, or you don't need good credit to be able to get business funding. That's absolutely false. And I think I probably don't might be beating a dead horse here, but again, your personal credit has to be good, especially if you're a new business owner, right? Your personal credit will be a big determining factor on how you can be able to build your business credit. Or your personal credit. I know in the video that you promote on your that I sent to you, in order for you to get capital within 30 days, and if you're a new business owner, your personal credit has to be good. Okay. So that's one of the biggest myths that I see out there. It's simply you don't need good personal credit for you to be able to build business credit. Again, so it's true. But again, the whole point of you building business credit is for you to be able to leverage and be able to get some type of funds.
Got you. And so how, I guess a question follow up to that too, Varney, is, man, look, how long does it take for somebody to get their business credit right? Right? Like there's some people who may have launched a year. Like I know John, who's on here, who's killing it in the comments. Him and his wife have an amazing business around helping married couples improve their intimacy. And he's been doing it for a hot minute. Like how long does it take to actually get your business credit right? Is it a 6-month process? Is it a year? Is it 3 months? Like maybe you could shed some light on that.
Oh man, great question. It all depends on how fast you can take action, right? All depends on. I've seen clients get it done within 90 days, right? So again, remember the rule, the 5-3-2 rule. All you need is five trade lines, three accounts, and so on and so forth, right? So you can get it done in 90 days. Okay. So you simply want to, once you already have your business established, get your DUNS number, get that NAV account. That's one trade line that's reported, right? Then from there, simply you want to get you at least 3 credit cards that's simply reporting. You want to get you a couple of net 30s accounts, and all of that can be done within 90 days. So you have some people that will get the information that will simply just sit on it. Oh, well, I've been building business credit for 6 months. It's not moving anywhere, but you're not taking action. Yeah, so it's definitely something that can get done within 90 days. But most clients that's in my program, they usually get it done within that 6 months time frame.
So, and that's dope. And guys, and y'all need to be tapping into Varney. So I don't know if we can post it in the link. Like, where can people find you, man? Because I think people are going to need some hand-holding on getting their business credit, right? Whether it be the 90 days, like whatever, how long it takes. I want to make sure that our people get access to this type of information. We're not going to do it justice on a 1-hour segment and Let's Talk Money. And so if you can just maybe just let us know, where can people find you and track you down for access to some of this stuff?
Got it. So you guys can definitely find me on Facebook, Varney Jallah. Should be the only one on there. There might be a few, but you usually see a picture of me, or I'm always giving some type of credit tip, or you'll always see something on there with me and my family. You guys can find me on Instagram as well, Varney_Jallah, and you'll just see a bunch of different. I'm always doing weekly credit tips on there, or some type of pictures with me and my family that's on there. So you guys can definitely reach me out there. Or you guys can reach me at varney@totalstructuresolutions.com. You guys can shoot me an email and we can go from there. So with the program that I have for the business credit, so you're getting the one-on-one time with me, and we also have I have a system where they'll simply guide you through a step-by-step. Let's go ahead and get your EIN number established. Click here. Let's go ahead and register your business with the Secretary of State. Click here. Okay, let's go ahead and get your DUNS number. Click here. So it's very, user friendly. And then from there, you'll have me on a monthly basis where we'll be checking in, and you'll have my team as well. You'll have a client success manager that's attached to you that's simply checking in with you. Hey, Joe, how are we doing with this? How are we doing with that? At the end of the month, you'll have a one-on-one call with me where I'll map out the different things that you'll have to do for us to get their score to where it needs to be.
Dude, that's so dope, bro. Look, our community needs this, man. Like, and I don't know if you've noticed, man, there's a pent-up demand in entrepreneurship. And I don't know if people think it's cool, because I know there was a season growing up where entrepreneurship was another word for unemployed. But, people now are really starting a business. And I thank God for this, man, that people are doing it. I guess I'm curious for you, man, as an entrepreneur who left corporate, right? You was at Merrill. You took that leap of faith, man, and I applaud you. I applaud you for it. What made you focus on business credit specifically?
Man, great question, man. It's just, again, it simply just goes back to something that I learned when I was in the corporate space. I learned about personal credit and business credit, right? And also in our community, there was nobody out there that's really teaching it. And a lot of entrepreneurs that I come across, they simply just don't have a clue about business credit. You would be surprised. 90% of the entrepreneurs I talk about don't have a clue about business credit, simply don't know how to leverage it, simply don't know how to establish it. And building business credit is a whole lot easier than personal credit. And now I know in the beginning of the show, you talked about a recession that's coming. A lot of banks are moving away from personal credit, right? So a lot of banks not like Wells Fargo is not doing personal credit anymore, right? So now's the time for you guys to be able to tap into business credit. On the business side, you have a whole lot more leverage on the business side. For example, let's use Chase, for example. If you apply for a Chase credit card, same credentials, right? They might come back and give you 10,000, but on the business side, they'll come back and give you 30, 40,000 on the business side. So you have more leverage and more borrowing power on the business side compared to your personal side.
That's dope, man. You bring up a good point because we talked about the recession. I guess, and you kind of answered to this, but I want to double click on that, Varney. Like for businesses who are gearing up for a recession, right? Like where they know they may not be able to meet payroll, and maybe that's not a thing for us. Maybe we're not that deep into entrepreneurship where we have, we're constantly worrying about payroll. But I guess I'm curious from your point of view, should we move differently at all given that a recession's on the way in terms of how we approach business credit, or do the principles remain the same, like the same steps that we always do?
Yeah, I think for the most part, everything's going to remain the same when it comes down to that. So it all depends on your business. Okay, where exactly do you see your business going? What goals do you have for your business? So some people might simply say, "Hey, I want to hold on to a majority of my cash," and this is something that I see a lot. A lot of us will simply use our personal money, drain out our personal savings, simply starting to run this business, right? Because again, we don't have the information for business credit, right? So especially like you said, a recession is coming. So why not hold on to as much cash as possible and leverage our business credit and leverage, different things that we can do with our business credit to continue to grow our business.
Bro, man, look, I appreciate you, man. Like, I'm going to say this again publicly. I'll say it as often as I can. I mean, you and I chat all the time, and I'm always bringing ideas to you all the time. And I love the path that you do. I love your family. I love your wife and your kids. It's crazy because in the world that we live in today, people aren't focusing on the things that I think that matter, right? Specifically, the economic liberation piece and getting our financial stuff together. And more importantly, man, getting our business right. And I just think we have to make that, guys, like we got to make this shift from consumer to ownership. And when we understand how the game works, how capital works, how, leverage works in context to our business, we could build something that's extraordinary. Like I was sharing with Varney and a couple of my friends. This is one of the things I respect about the Jewish culture. Like you can hate them or love them, but these guys have built in their DNA entrepreneurship, and I'm telling you right now, an extension of that to some degree is your ability to leverage, if that makes sense. And so, my ask for everybody who's tuning in, share this, please. Like if you know an entrepreneur out there who's just getting started, who wants to scale and grow, like make the announcement, like let them know, like, yo, Varney Jallah has arrived. He's here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a brother. He's someone that looks like me. He is part of our program. Matter of fact, he was one of the presenters for Financial Legacy Academy. He is someone who's not just credible, but he has the intellectual firepower. He has all the material, the tools he needs to help people get their personal and business credit right. That's why I wanted to bring him back, man, because I know our people need this stuff. Like we need it. Like we need it. And if you don't have a business or you've never thought about having a business, let me tell you something. You need to start a business. I believe God birthed something in every single person. And so unless you take this stuff and execute against it, man, we're going to be missing out, man. And so, look, Varney, I want to thank you. I don't know if you have any finished thoughts, but I do want to transition to give some awards away and just another announcement that I want to make. But I would love for you to just say, some closing thoughts for our Let's Talk Money series today.
Got it. Again, Joseph, thanks for having me, man. It's always a pleasure for me to come out here and talk to your audience about certain things. To be able to come back and talk about business credit. If you guys want to bring me back or simply do another session on this, I'm definitely open to do it. Just one of the things I wanted to cover. I know the last presenter, Donnie, right? He was talking about acquiring businesses. So in order for you to get those loans, guys, from the SBA, all right, your personal credit has to be good. All right. So I don't know how much more I can stress on that piece of it. Your personal credit is going to be a key factor for you to be able to build, be able to build wealth fast, or you be able to get assets as fast as possible. So another benefit of business credit is, let's just use me and you, for example. Let's just say if I can get access to 100,000, right? You get access to 100,000. We get four more of our friends get access to 100,000. How much more can we do in our community? Talk about buying a block, right? So now we're simply leveraging our business credit to be able to build wealth, right? So again, I want to leave you guys with that. Again, you guys have any questions, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to me and reach out to Joseph. He can get in contact with me. And I look forward to coming back and talking to you guys.
Awesome. Varney, I appreciate you, brother. We'll definitely get you back on the show. Thanks for speaking to my people today. Look, guys, I'm so pumped about the content that we're going to be having, that we have been having. I promised y'all in the beginning of the year that we're going to give you guys information that if you apply could take you to another level. Now, the key is application, because what I've learned in my life, that information without application is fascination. But information plus application is transformation. And so if you're trying to transform, it's not just about coming and tuning in and scrolling and say, oh, no, it's about sitting in, locking in for an hour. Get the data. Take it and execute against it, right? I made the investment for y'all. Like this isn't free. Putting this production together, getting the resources, this all cost, but I'm putting it on my shoulder so that y'all can get the information that y'all need. All right. And so I want to again thank Varney. Like I said before, when I mentioned in the beginning with the state of the economy, we got to lock in and prepare. Now, there's two quick announcements I want to say before we transition that, or three. Number one is I want to announce the winner of who's going to be getting free business credit. The winner who's going to be getting free business credit, and no other, man, a good friend of mine, part of the tribe, John Nixon, man, just for your participation here. So what I'm going to ask you, John, to do is just send me a personal message, a DM. I'm going to do a warm intro with you and Varney. This is going to be a 3-month commitment. He's going to guide you, handhold you to get you what you need to get your business credit established, man. So, John, I want to thank you for participating, for sharing, for being involved, man, in the change. Now I just want you to take this information and bring execution upon that, right? That's number one. Number two, I don't know if y'all noticed, but on Juneteenth, we released our new single. And I don't know, if Kirk, if you could post it in the chat. The song is called The Hue, produced by my brother Eric Hall, and featuring Indigo Blue. Yo, I'm telling you right now, it's a vibe. It's a good feel song. It's focused solely on uplifting the Black experience, the things that we love and we do, the cookouts, the fried chicken, all that stuff. It's lifting our community. So I'm going to ask everybody, go to the YouTube page, tune in, go to Apple Music or whatever platform you stream. 100% of the streams is being donated towards scholarships. So the more you vibe, the more you're actually helping the community. And we've been making good songs. Last year we dropped Dollar. Matter of fact, the intro song here for this was Dollar. If you was feeling that track, you know it's coming. And you know we don't just do music. We do music videos. And so we're anticipating a video to drop in the coming weeks. So I need you to stay tuned in and locked in. And so I wanted to make sure we made that announcement. And then lastly, we are going to be pausing Let's Talk Money for the summer. Your boy needs to recalibrate, spend time with his family, and commit to that. And we're going to come back September stronger than ever. I'm still posting content, though. We still got FLA out there. We still got 2 cents, right? Please tap in. We're going to be posting more and more reels. I'm leaving y'all breadcrumbs to build wealth, y'all. I'm leaving y'all breadcrumbs to build wealth. So rock with me. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I promise I'll see you guys back in September. Enjoy your summer. I love Let's Talk Money, and I love y'all too. All right, we're going to get it. I'll see y'all later.
Before Financial Legacy Academy, we were secure in where we were paying all our bills on time. But one thing that we weren't doing is setting aside things that we could use for later.
I was a straight consumer, period. Just used money to spend.
I was a spendthrift. I was like very materialistic, whether it was cars or jewelry or things of that nature.
This class gave us a clear strategy.
Financial Legacy brought a certain amount of consistency to what we were doing. Now we were doing things intentionally.
With this class, we've totally invested our money in the right places. We've saved our money. We're more on a budget.
We're in a better financial place.
What we took from it was able to really sit down, come up with a plan together, and really allow ourselves to take our incomes together and grow them.
I think it's really important for the Black community to have a financial legacy because we've literally built America from the ground up.
I would definitely recommend this class for anyone who wants to build wealth or wants to invest but doesn't know where to start.
We definitely recommend Financial Legacy.
Because not only is it going to change your current situation, but it's going to help to change the situation for all them cheering that you got coming in the future.